Good evening, I'm Jeff Glor. We are going to begin tonight with the increasing possibility there is going to be another government shutdown just weeks after the longest in U.S. history. Friday is the deadline for a deal on border security. That'll be very hard to meet now as talks have stalled today, though congressional negotiators from both sides are still meeting. Border security does remain the main issue. Democrats also want to limit the number of immigrants detained by law enforcement. Major Garrett has the latest.
Not only don't they want to give us the money for the wall, they don't want to give us the space to detain murderers, criminals, drug dealers.
President Trump and top Republicans denounced a new Democratic demand that has stalled negotiations to avert another partial government shutdown 4 days away. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell.
It's really extreme. A hard statutory cap on the number of illegal immigrants who could be detained by the federal government.
Democrats say limiting the number of detention beds at immigration enforcement facilities would force the Trump administration to focus deportation efforts on violent criminals, instead of using them as a deportation staging area for nonviolent offenders. On Twitter, the president called the idea crazy and told supposedly self-righteous Democrats to loosen up. Negotiators are still wrestling over how much money to spend on a border wall. The president initially demanded more than $5 billion, but the final number will be less than half that amount. Tonight, Mr. Trump will make his case for that funding in El Paso. The Republican mayor there, Dee Margo, disputed the president's claim that El Paso was riddled with crime before the arrival of border barriers.
We were safe before the border wall went up, or I call it the fence.
Fearing another partial shutdown, the nation's largest flight attendants union warned of work stoppages in the name of safety.
The action or inaction of Congress is going to ground our airlines, and we cannot allow that to happen.
In the Washington suburb of Olney, Maryland, federal contractor Maggie McGarry lost work and pay during the first shutdown, knocking her brand new small business for a loop.
Not being able to kind of be in charge of your own livelihood is really, it's really scary, and it's really unsettling.
Asked if there would be another government shutdown, President Trump said late today that's up to the Democrats. Meanwhile, California's new Democratic governor, Gavin Newsom, announced he's pulling nearly 400 National Guard troops from a border security deployment, calling the president's focus on this particular issue a, quote, manufactured crisis. Jeff?
Major Garrett, thank you very much.